Alrighty, guys, welcome back to another episode. It's February 5th, 2019. We're going to be going over the day trades I took today. I took trades on AMD, Facebook, and NVIDIA. Um, I've also been getting requests to be a little bit, if I could make an episode um, talking about day trading a little bit more on a beginner level and how someone can get involved who is interested. And I don't know that I have time to make a video dedicated to that right now because I'm so focused on getting better at my trading. And also, I'm not the best person to learn from since I'm just in the beginning of my trading journey. Now, with that being said, I will be being a little bit more detailed on basic term definitions as I see fit, and I'll try to get the listeners a little better overall picture as much as I can. All right, with that being said, let's get into the trades that I took today. So, first trade I took was on AMD. Uh, so I had really the only two stocks I had on my watch list this morning were AMD and Facebook. So the reason that I had these both on my watch list is they were in key areas on their daily charts. This is the daily time frame. So going back a year, each candlestick is one day. They were in an interesting spot. So this is AMD once again, and if we zoom in just to widen things up here, we can see AMD last night. It had gapped up on Thursday, and Friday it was sitting and bounced around this area right here, 25 and 24, this range. And then on Monday it started to curl back over. And so I'm anticipating a break. What I saw last night was anticipate a break of this 24 level and drop down lower down to I have written down here on my morning list here for AMD. I have short under 24, first profit target 23.64, but anticipation of 23.64 break down further to the 22 area, and it went to 22.99. So it didn't quite make it down to 22 like I had thought or I had written down here, but as you can see, it roughly followed what I had laid out. So that being said, I was watching this. Let's zoom in on the one-day chart. So I was watching pre-market, and here's the 24 level where I said we would short under. Now, we were already under that coming into pre-market. So we're under the 2370 level. So a lot of the meat of the move had been taken out pre-market, but it bounced up, and if we go, we can see what happened here. So it was around this 2340s area, and what did I do? So I did short. I took 100 shares at 2348. So right here, 100 shares short, and I added another, and it came down to 2334. I added another share. What happened here actually is what I added shares on Thinkorswim I added all the way up here on this candle, and I added a market order, and my market order for some reason sat all the way down through here and never got filled until it came back up on this candle. And I actually, as soon as I hit the market order and the price dropped and I wouldn't get filled, I thought that I thought that I had taken the order off, but for some reason it didn't. So I ended up getting filled up here after it had dropped and came back up. So, and then I guess I decided it would be a good idea to add another. And this was not good because, guys, I had my levels marked off here, short under 24, but 24 is all the way up here, guys. So $24 is up here. And I have my first profit target right here. So if you don't, guys, a short is when anytime you say short, it means you're selling the shares. Now a short simply means you are selling the shares that you don't have. You're selling the shares which you have borrowed from the bank. So you hit a button, you borrow the shares from the bank, and you sell them to somebody else. So in that case, if the stock goes down, you buy them back, and you return the shares, and you keep the difference between what you sold them for and what you have to buy the shares back for. That's short selling. So guys, I had shorted the stock here. It it reversed, and I stopped out here at 23.56 for a very small $14 loss. So I stopped out very quickly and I took small share size. But look, the moral of this story is, see, look, it came back up to 23.70 and then that was a short right here. And I was marking off these 24 levels, and all these three levels I marked off on the daily time frame, and I didn't look at this till right at open, so I wasn't really clear on my levels, and I got into a position in the middle of my thesis where I had no position to take because my profit target and the whole reason of setting these levels up is to give yourself clear advantages with profit targets and stop losses. Guys, if you don't know what a profit target and a stop loss is, it's very simple. If I was to short the stock at 23.70 and I wanted to short the stock right here, my stop loss would be where I would buy the shares back to stop out, or if I was going long, I would be selling the shares to get out of my position. So that's where you cut your losses. It's a stop loss. So if I was shorting the stock right here in anticipation it to go down to 23.10, I would have set my stop loss above this last consolidation period candles, above these highs right here. So if I shorted right here, I would have been risking, that's less than 5 cents to gain. This was my next profit target. 23.70 to 23, over 50 cents. So that's a 10 to 1, or that's yeah, it's a 20 to 1, guys. 10 to 1, 20 to 1, something like that. It's a huge, so that's, and that would be your profit target. So your profit target is 50 cents, but your stop loss is 5 cents. So you can gain 50 cents per share, but you can only lose 5 cents per share because you're going to stop out if it goes against you. So that's the idea behind stop loss and profit target. Alright, so that was a bad trade. So let's get into the next trade that I took was on Facebook. Facebook here, if we go to the daily chart, and guys, I gotta hurry up because I'm running out of time, but the daily chart, so let's zoom in. So I had these levels marked off, this red line going back, and this was another reason, same interesting play to me as AMD because of the position it was in over the past 3 days. It had gapped up and it was bouncing off this area. It did a false breakout to the bottom yesterday and then shot all the way back up where it is currently now. So it's bouncing, it gapped up huge, it's bouncing around these areas 164 to 171, and it broke this 164 level yesterday and came all the way up and broke this area and closed above this resistance area 168. So I was looking for it to go higher, and which it did end up going, but before this happened, I wrote out this on the sheet of paper, long over 170, profit target 161.80. So we can see what happened is once it broke over 170, it went all the way up to 171.98. So my profit target was here. So if I would have stuck to this, I would have made a huge gain. But guys, I didn't at all. Let's look at what I did. I lost it. So it opened up and it shot up, and I actually it dropped down. Now this is what I was looking for. I could see pre-market, and if we go back and look at like I could see pre-market, it had a lot of support, and I was looking for it to, if we see this line right here, I was looking for it to I was looking for it to I was looking for it to dip down to this line. I was going to buy it around here and just have it go all the way up to past 170 is what I thought. And I didn't. I was thinking about buying right here. I didn't trust myself, and I hesitated, so I didn't. And what I did was it came back down. I went long here at 170.40. Actually, it didn't even come down. I went long all the way up here, which is decent. I stuck to my plan somewhat, but because I said longer 170, but I knew that I was thinking in the back of my mind it was going to have a pullback, and it did end up pulling back here, and then that's when it ran higher. But I bought 200 shares, and I went too big a share size, guys. If I would have gone small share size down here, 100 shares, and then added another 100 shares up here and trusted myself, I would have had a huge gain. But instead, I added big right here, all the way up here, when it's already overextended, chasing the stock, and I got chopped out because I couldn't hold through this with such big share size. So that was my mistake there. I lost $182 on this, guys. $182 loss. But I could have made easily more. I could have made, you know, $400, $500 on this if I would have done right. So that's that. I could break this down more, but I'm running out of time. Let's go into video. And the other thing, guys, I told you guys I don't like swing trading, and because it takes away. So this is why I went over to NVIDIA simply after those two trades. I'm like, dang, like day trading's not really working out right now. And then I think about, I've been up on NVIDIA, and I thought about how I sold those calls short, and I wish I had let some profit ride. So that's why I came back to NVIDIA. It wasn't even on my watch list. I came back here, and I just to check on because I was curious. I was like, I wonder if it's up. I had forgot about it completely, guys. That's what you gotta do. You can't keep coming back to these stocks. You gotta forget about them after I had made my profit. So I came back to it, and for some reason I thought it'd be a good idea to day trade it, and I shorted it. Sorry, 150. No, I went long. No, I shorted it. Wow, what did I? No, I went long. Okay. I went long 200 shares, tight stop loss. At 150, I went long, and I had a tight stop loss at the break of 150 down here. So I stopped out on the same candle. Stopped out down here. So it broke 150 and I stopped out. So that was not good. I don't even remember if I was long or short. I just hopped into this trade. I wasn't really prepared at all. So I lost $46 on that trade, and that put me down. And before this trade, I was already cut myself off because I had 3 losses. I was down a total of $182, so that's over 5% of my total account. So I'm out for the day. That's my max loss, a little over actually. So I took this last trade like an idiot, and I paid for it with a $46 loss. down $228 on the day. All right, guys.